Hello, Leo. We're back to do yours. Okay, and on the previous Sagittarius video, I missed a super chat, so I'll wait for the lovely to jump in the house and I'll answer a question. I didn't forget you. It cut out. And we'll get into the video for Leo, for your love life. Just wait and see if you're going to jump on, and I'll answer your question before we get ahead. It's coming through for Leo. How are we all? For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover the astrology. I do twin flame coaching, twin flame reads. Yes, we are at the 1111 portal as I'm recording this. Hi, Eddie. I missed someone's super chat. So I was like, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to come back because I don't want them to feel ripped off. We're a Mercury shadow at the minute, so. Anywho. Ruby coming back up again for Leo. Let's see if it comes out. Amethyst. Okay. How you doing, Eddie? Hi. I missed a lady's super chat in the previous one, so I hope she ends up in the house. She asked me something to do with the Gemini eclipse, and she paid for it too. So I'll wait for her to come back and we'll tune into Leo. Otherwise, I'll have to go back and respond on the video. What chakra do we have? Hi. So who was it in the house that asked a question to do with the Gemini eclipse? Anyone in the house yet? We're doing Leo. Tuning into Leo. It's my daughter's last day home. She had a chest infection. Animal totem. It wasn't you. Yeah, it wasn't me. Actually, this is interesting. It wasn't me. That storm has been coming up. Let's see if it relates to Leo. Good old Scorpio energy. Hi, Dale. How are you? Hello, any newbies in the house? Warm welcome. Don't be a stranger. Now, let's see what's coming up for Leo. Okay, you guys are feeling someone's being shady. Who's being shady? Let's see. You're like, no, but I know, but I know. You got two cards that are relating to something you haven't seen, but something you're feeling. The X is a Leo. Yeah. Okay. It's Scorpio energy. Man, you know, some of it can be paranoid, and that could be what you're asking yourself. Am I being paranoid? Am I in alignment? Did you ask a question, Poppy? Was it you who asked a question before? I know you're in, well, you're not a newbie now. You're part of the crew. Thanks, Eddie. Okay. Oh, two. You think something's going on, I'm telling you. You guys, it's either you've got something going on or somebody else has got something going on. Something fishy's going on. Let's tune into what's coming through. Okay, let's have a look at your chart. Have a bit of a give gab and we'll see what the deal is, eh? You have, okay. Some of you could be dealing with a family-related dynamic, a home-related dynamic. You know, you're trying to stay grounded, but everything's coming at you. You may want to change home. Some of you are wanting to move home. Some of you are feeling like something is being hidden from you. Some of you are feeling at times, you know, tribe energy in your life, your value systems, you know, it's your kids, it's your romance, it's, you know, it could be a marriage, whatever it is, it's changing. Something in that's changing, but it's changing for good reasons. It's growing. Do be careful over the next 2.5 years. You guys, again, with Sagittarius being in the 5th, yes, you can fall pregnant. There is a likelihood of romance is going to change. If you have not been romanticized and you've been doing all the romancing, it's no more for Leo. Okay, Leo is getting romanced. We're moving on up to being romanced. I'm hearing the term. It's a bit like I'm seeing the circus. I'm telling you, when certain guides come through, they're noisy as heck. I'm hearing so many songs in my head at the moment. I'm hearing this used to be a fun house, but now it's full of evil clowns. It's like, and it could be the demons in our mind connected to the memories of a home. It also could be wanting to get into a more balanced routine in your life, and you're trying to navigate that as well as trying to have a love life or trying to manifest that in. I'm also seeing, lots going on with your career, but also the people that you are moving towards are new energies. You may be attracting and wanting to have really close friends in your life and really wanting to have people that you can depend on, wanting to build in a love relationship, but you're weeding out the weeds. You're like, can I take this with me? If it's behavioral, either on your side or their side, I feel you're just changing. You're really changing to the point where you're going, I've got to parent myself. I've got to say, if I know I don't like this and I keep going back to that way of being, I'm making the same cake. What can I do? We can't change other people, but we can lead by example. So it's literally getting to a point you're saying, I'm shifting my energy. I'm shifting my energy onto looking at what is and what isn't working. I cognitively know in my crown that love is present, but I feel something's hidden with amethyst in reverse. So they're both the crown chakra. Is this my dream? Isn't it? Well, it doesn't mean it's going to be permanently not going to be your dream, but I think there's a circumstance surrounding it that needs to be transformed in order for it to feel like a dream. We don't want to dream the dream. We want to live the dream. And that's why, separately with the coaching that I do, as well as with Twin Flame Path and soulmate energies and attracting, like the laws of attraction, while you're having a belief that only that can happen in movies and in your mind and on the 5D, that's where you resonate, right? When you realize your self-worth energy and you're bringing it down, you know that you don't have to receive it straight away in the 3D. You need to step away from it and say, okay, is it looking the way it should? No. Okay. Is it, I don't know why it's doing that lately. It must be a new setting in YouTube where it's just automatically blocking it. And I'll have to go back in my settings, Eddie. Is it where you're thinking to yourself, well, okay, well, maybe some things happened in the past. Could I be with this person? You still can, but, it requires healing. But you need to see on both sides it's reciprocal that energy is working. So it's almost like picking the fruit before it's ripe. And it's living in the future of the potentiality over living in the present of what it currently is. So however that lands. If you know that a person is for you, but you feel something's fishy, something's off, something doesn't feel right, and this is just one circumstance of a channel message coming through, step back and allow that to sort itself. The healthy boundary is with yourself. You're going, yeah, that's probably not for me. That recipe is going to cause delays. It's going to cause the same outcome. Do we have control over that? No, but standing by example and saying, look, and some of us, it could be, hey, I want to get married one day. And while I had taken crumbs, I'm no longer willing to take crumbs. I want the main meal. So doing that, the person then respects you more because you're wanting more for yourself. When you want more, you get more. But retreating back to a point, you can say, well, this is my standard. And I no shade to you. If this X, Y, and Z is what you want to do, that's fine. But there's something in the air. It can be, you might be saying to yourself, I don't know. Like, are you willing to work with me? Are you really, you've got this card in reverse. So it's like something's hidden, right? And the wounded healer. You want to fix things, but it has to be reciprocal. And it's not to say, and I am feeling it's positive, but it's not. It's almost challenging it bluff and saying, I know what it is. I need to shift my energy. And I think you guys are, You're trying to get your energy back. You're like, right, I'm trying to feel grounded. It could be diet, exercise, health, feeling great about yourself. We had 2 Venus energies coming through prior to this month moving in. Moving towards Scorpio, it can be a very deep, charismatic energy. Our intimate energy can be picking up as well, because we're going to be having the new moon in Scorpio. It could also be being more private to do with what we're doing. It's almost like a person always wanting to know where you are, but they haven't actually bought the pie. It's like, but you haven't bought the pie, so you have no entitlement to know what's on the inside. But if you have bought the pie and you were here, you would know what was going on. So it's almost keeping that aspect of privacy with yourself, of it needs to be earned to be given. Does that make sense? You do see the beauty in all people. You really do. And sometimes, look, there is nothing wrong with loving. Love is not the problem. It's never been love that has been a problem. It's so funny because look at the way that hair is almost white. It's quite spooky. And yet it's very angelic hair. And I do feel it's like there's something in a person's aura that you're picking. And you may see the beauty in them, but there could be somebody isn't seeing them the same way, and it could be vice versa. Interesting. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. I'm getting really weird energy. They could be showing 2 personalities, and it sort of creates a little bit of a unease feeling. Some of you might be thinking they're depressed. Some of you might be feeling their energy is a little bit manic, hot and cold, that two-faced. But I don't feel that in a nasty way. I mean, like 2 energies, two personalities coming through. And it could be due to the experience of, you know, what's going on with them. And I think you're calling them bluff. I mean, look, you're wanting to get into, you will laugh about this later. Let me put it this way. There is laughter coming into your life. There's happiness coming into your life. That's what you're wanting. You could be laughing at maybe some of the blockages, but you might be seeing the mirror of what they've been through and what you've been through. And it's hard, okay? And the reason I say that is because when we've grown to love ourselves and accept ourselves, when we know that another person maybe isn't doing that, we can then look at it and go, well, you know, it's just work. That's all it is. It's not a shady energy. It's just, but, you know, taking a comedy approach towards it. This person, I think, really does make you laugh. They do make you happy. But the consistency had been the issue. You know, is it consistent? And that can be with your family. I'm seeing 2 children riding, you know. It's like childlike energy. You could have too much on your plate, Leo, where you've got a lot to deal with. But there's going to be something that's going to be brought to the light. I think you're moving forward. You're wanting all this transformation. You could be really working hard in your employment, maybe on launching a business or something to that degree. You could be bringing your innocence back. I'm seeing a butterfly on the back of this woman, and it's on her shoulders like butterfly wings. You're wanting to be very creative. You're wanting to be creative. You want a beautiful, nurturing, loving family, but you want to give them beautiful things to look at and color. Some of you, again, I am seeing babies, and definitely moving into 2020, your relationship is very, very highlighted. You will be attracting relationships and connections into your life. Over the next 2.5 years, you can build on this as a foundation. You are going to have a lot of blessings coming towards you. And I feel these are gifts. But whatever this illumination is, you're going to feel, it could be something as simple as, and these are what's being channeled to me, happy you dodged a bullet. But I don't feel that's a bad thing, because it's past tense. It happened ages ago, whatever this is. So it's got nothing to do with the sarcasm. I think it's to do with something that has happened in this person's life, separate to you a while ago. And I do feel the illumination is information in relation to this. And it was quite unfair, whatever this is. And again, it depends on who you're dealing with. I may pull 2 cards for separate energies. Perfect setting. Okay. I don't know how many Leos do we have in the house. So we just have cross watchers. There is. Okay, there's something to do with your home coming up here. This is very interesting. I feel that you're wanting to, again, I do feel looking at home. Do we need to move? Do I need to move? It could be singular energy. You're wanting to have the most beautiful abode. I really do feel you do. Leo in the house, cool. Okay, now these are the messages, and I want to ask the Leos in the building because this is what I'm saying. I've got to remember what I'm saying now. It'll come back because it's loud. Okay. Do you find this person comes to your home, for those of you that are single, do you find this person only comes to your home? Because I feel the home being watched. I do feel a little bit of jealous energy. I do feel that you also, where you are is fine, but for some of you, I do feel you want to have all the fruit. Yeah, and this is what this person's doing. Look at her. She's like, you know what? Take them energy. And look at her painting that sunset. You want it to be bright, happy, abundant, large. And it's funny because sun relates to eagle. It's got the fruits and the mod cons, right? It's got the dishwasher. It's got the marble bench top, not slate. You know, it might have the bidet. It's got the fruit, okay? No, you know, and this is what I always say. You start at a point in life, right? We're not going backwards. No, we're going forwards. We're upgrading as we go. That's Jupiter energy. We're building. Yeah, there's accountability. It's in blooming Capricorn. But this is you. This is where you are. Having the strength. Heart chakra energy was the last 2 days. Leo energy. Also, shine bright like a diamond. Get to a point you can have it all. But because you're choosing better for yourself, you're attracting better to yourself. You're getting ready to move forward. You're going to show people how it's done. And it's funny because I feel the wings on the back of this woman, and it could be a man, whoever you are, right? It's almost like people want to stop you from co-creating. It could be interference with the home environment. It might be, you know, getting to a point that you're trying to get your life in order and you're doing it all. I just see this energy that what you're getting pulled back, and it might be spiritually, but it's to test you because you have to know your worth. And once you do, I'm really feeling this beautiful life you're painting for yourself and all the things you're realizing you're entitled to. Yeah. They like it because it feels like home, but you don't love home. Once you love home and you know it's home and you know that everything that you have is because you did it, and it's all of your energy in that, why wouldn't they want to come to your home? Right? So in shutting that energy out, however it resonates, I feel if you have had complications, and I'm going to base it because, look, this is a love reading for Leo. So I don't want to outrule those of you single, those of you couple. This is the channeled energy that's coming through. Those of you single and waiting for this person to get their life together and come back. I feel some of you are shutting off. You're like, right, okay, are we going to be like that, are we? And I feel a very assertive energy coming through, not allowing that person to come in. Doors closed. Okay? Because I intuitively feel something, and this is your energy coming through. I intuitively feel something. I'm seeing a pattern. Yeah, I have a spiritual connection with you, but you need to take that leap of faith. So I'm trusting my intuition. You know love's there, but you're testing it. And so I feel the door closing to challenge that person. Whatever you're doing, it's to make that person take a leap of faith. Are you going to jump in the deep end with me? I also feel you might be snooping. Okay, some of you, and hit me up and tell me if this is so, because I'm seeing this spider web, but you're doing this very, very eloquently. It's like you're maybe listening to words and things are being revealed. You could look at their social media account. This is what's coming through. And I'm hearing the term, oh, what a wicked web we weave when in practice to deceive. Now, if this person has done this to you, I feel you're watching them. You're testing them. It doesn't have to be spooky, you know, I'm stalking you. I don't feel that. I feel it's intuitive based. Doing a little bit of research and going, okay, well, I'm going to test you. I'm calling you bluff if you're going to come and everything's, and that's for those of you on that, you know, in out energy. I will channel the messages for those of you in connections. And I'm telling you, be careful. I see pregnancy here, guys. I see babies. I see movement. I also see the intent where your whole thing is you are tired of waiting. You want this to grow and you're like, right, okay, you're going to take my hand. But it feels like you're going to have to be pretty assertive, Leo. You're going to have to be to the point. You're saying, if you want this, you better pay the ferryman or you're going to miss your ticket, okay? Because you want this to grow, but they have to want that too. And if they've been in, out, that it means they do love you, but it means you're actually channeling, you're challenging them to a face-off. And it's like, look, put your money where your mouth is. If you want to be here, be here. Otherwise, I am off the market. To you. You want to grow, you're willing to. I will be the ghost. And like a ghost, I'll be gone. Look at the woman on the card. Like a ghost, I'll be gone. You're not playing. Okay? Those of you in a connection, there is, and it's for both of you really, there is a romantic setting. There is something that, and I'll pull a couple for them as well, how they're seeing. So I want to see how they're seeing. Let's see what channel they're coming from, eh? When I say channel, okay. Oh, you've kind of surprised them with whatever you've done. I don't think they were expecting it. Yes, potential gateway. This can be today. Some of you may be getting some messages on the 1111 portal. Make a wish, okay? Set your intentions. They want to have something with you. I also will pull a clarify on make a wish because I'm hearing wishful thinking, more so from a point of view of, yes, if it's what they're wanting, it has to be what you want too. And I keep saying that. You guys are being pretty stubborn with this. Rightfully so. You're like, are you going to be my soldier? Same energy come through. Are you going to be my soldier or am I being the soldier? Right? I've made a wish. I know what I want. They need to know what they want and they need to, and I do feel two energies around you, Leo. I don't think some of you realise there is another romantic interest that's waiting. They can see what your worth is. Meanwhile, you have been very focused on this one individual. And this person is, they see who you are. I don't feel they've dated you before, this other person. It's not somebody that you've dated before. There is a gateway, though, and this is moving towards them realising that they're quite shocked by the way you're reacting. They're shocked how you're transforming. They're shocked how you're dealing with the circumstances. And this could be them wanting to surprise you as well. You crack me up. Okay? And you're like, look, I'm not going to do this forever. Oh, hi, honey. My partner's calling. I'll call him back. Okay, so this is like literally saying, make a wish. You want to be careful what you wish for because I will dish it cold. I don't know why I keep getting this thing with female energies really coming through where you're, I've got a cord on the floor, wanting to get the revenge body for some reason. It's like, I'm going to, and I just, it's It could be due to the fact that the masculine planets were retrograde, and so the frustration for feminines are there. You know, whatever, be it we all have feminine and masculine in us, but the heavy feminine aspect of things, those planets are direct, and having Venus and Scorpio, that's interesting. So we could be more secretive in our lives at the minute. We could be more private orientated. You have two energies, flames in. A lot of times we can attract, are you talking about a twin flame? Because we can actually attract twin flames, right? If you're a twin, but it doesn't mean it's your twin. At a stage in the journey, you will attract a twin. It's a test that's supposed to be passed, and they potentially could be further behind. And it's not wrong or right. It's not meant to happen. It's going to show you an aspect of something inside the situation. But more than likely, because they also are on that journey, their process is not the end date with you. Similar connection, because they more than likely are a twin, but they're there to show you something about twin for you to make peace with. The thing is, sometimes we think, that's really coaching. That's the coaching I do. So here alone, there is decision, Leo, that is coming up. I do feel you guys do need to know that you do have power, but it's not to do with that person. It's to do with what you do with your choices. I do feel many of you are getting to a point you wanting to shift the energy onto you, but then you go back to feeling like maybe frustrated that things aren't moving, things aren't balancing. Just the laws of attraction are really checking where you are and being everywhere in which we are is perfect. But no choice is a choice, and a choice is a choice. Sometimes it causes stagnation by not making choices. Thank you for those of you that have put the thumbs up, that have stayed with me through this video and liked it. It's the lady in the house who asked the question in the previous video. But there is some wounds being cleared up here. But some things coming up. It could be a memory of the past. Super chat, yes, that's why I waited for you, Dal. Okay, no, it's not too late. I messaged on the other one. I was like, oh, heck, I better come back. So, any insight on the eclipse on the 30th for Sag, Sun, and Gemini rising? Let me look. For the Sagittarius aspect of you, when, again, it's the axis of the 1st and the 7th house placement, I feel more movement. On both of those eclipses, it's going to relate to your direct relationship. Why am I feeling an energy of somebody who passed over around you? Is that an anniversary date? Because I'm feeling an energy of someone who passed over and a date connected to it. Your birthday, okay, because it's either a date or an anniversary or something like that. Okay, what date is that on? They show me cryptic messages. I never understand why, but I go with how they show me and I break it down. It's your birthday, okay. You need your Leo hair back. It's stress. Get your blood work done, doll. I'm not a doctor. Look, stress can affect, our energy. Karmic ties are always working in the mix, guys. We attract karmic energy. I do feel for the lady that had asked the super chat question. I'll just respond to hers first and then I'll get through. So with the eclipse, I'm seeing a birthday correlating energy to it. I do see movement and changes. There could be more movement in love happening for you. Okay, necessary truth. That's what I'm saying. I'll pull a card and we'll see what comes through. Oh, which deck? We'll use this one. Karmic ties at the moment, because we had the energy of Cancer Capricorn, we are having a full moon in Cancer next month. So if it's family and it's karmic, yes, these things to the end of the year are cycling out. Some, yes, I will be honest, some karmics can be. Look, it's like anyone. We don't need a tag to connect the dots. If we're in a connection and we know we need to leave, the power that we have is within our own lives. You know, we do need to get to a point where we look at that and go, is there something I can do to protect myself, to remove myself? If it is toxic, in fact. But yes, karmic energies are still playing out. Now, does it mean that they're fixated on holding particular energies? No, because we all have power and we're moving. So it's ending those cycles, but it definitely is shifting those energies out. Probably because they're nearing it. They're checking where you are at. It will happen. There's circumstances at a karmic level they're having to deal with, and it's owning their power. It's also because they know damn straight when you are moving towards the person and you've ascended, there's no turning back, which I will do another update for twin flames. And look, Mars is retrograde still till the 14th. People are very depleted. I've said this myself. I recently have been over-offering, under-delivering. Why? Because Mars is there. And that's not me. So it is the frequency of tying up our loose ends, physical foundation. You know, we've got the 8th house placement of Scorpio. We've got Mars retrograde. We're tired. And multitasking. Mercury in retrograde has gone direct, but it's still in shadow. So there's still this miscommunication. So we can't go into these situations openly and have movement if we're going to be triggered as heck. You know, Venus is direct, but you guys have to realize their ascension process, half of that was retrograde. Both Aries in Chiron and Mars, which is their whole energy source. I mean, you're going to get a bottle of emotions coming back to you with no navigation system. You want that to be sorted, but it's because it's getting closer, you're getting more anxious. You need to get to a space in your journey spiritually that you don't require them. And that's detachment. It's you still love them and you still are going to love them. And when I mean that, it's to alchemize union. It's because if it's going to be like that, and I did, and I have been mentioning this for a long time, in my spiritual process prior to reunion, a lot of what you guys are going through right now, I went through. And I did become very aggressive and angry at a point in the journey prior to union. I mean, the union will happen with you where you're going, okay, if this is it in my life, am I going to be okay? Where is that happiness? How can I create happiness in my life with this person and without this person? And I had to be honest with myself. If you are a twin, this person will continue to come back. You can and you do have choices to say yes or no. And always knowing and choosing what's going to be healthy for you. Can you control what they do? No, you can't. But, you know, life is that journey and we can get that with anyone. Sometimes these circumstances are sent to heal us where we have to make peace. And can we forgive? Yes, we can. And does transformation happen? Well, yes, in my twin flame journey, it has. We've had an awful lot of horrible things happen. Things that traditional people wouldn't have handled. That in their mind, it would be unforgivable. But we have. And it does help you grow as a human being. Everyone messes up. All of us do. And yes, it does make for comedy at times. We can joke about it and we can laugh about it. He's Libra, 10-10 birthday. Okay, and he's so up in his head. It's frustrating. Well, don't allow it to navigate you, doll. Like, when they're up in their head, if they've made contact with you, your energy soothes them. When you get contact, be to a point where it doesn't define you. You don't expect anything, nothing. Expectations let us down. So it's about addressing those areas, right? It's looking at it and going, okay, if I set my intention and I have a phone call from a love interest, does it make me feel let down when they don't turn up. Well, honestly, of course it does, right? But at the same time, then desensitize that area so now it will never control you. And so when they do actually make contact with you, you're like, look, and you can be honest and you can get to a point you can say, listen, I actually do have plans. So if you don't turn up the next time you do tell me, I might have plans and I can't guarantee I'm going to be there. Right? Does he? You have a wonderful son. I think he's wonderful. He's cute. We'll tell him the only reason he's saying that is because he wants a hot chocolate, right? It's because Auntie Yildiz talks to Mum and he has hot chocolate. mm. Yes and no, but look, Leo, where Leo's going to be, Leo is going to want to have the most highest connection they can have. And due to the fact that we're moving into next month's astrology, which is pretty pivotal moving into 2021, we are having both Saturn and Jupiter is part of the masculine energy, so is Mars. It's inside us all, but it does relate to, in part, masculines. It's moving into Aquarius. So think of it this way. We're breaking down the energy of old paradigms inside of connections with the nodes in Sagittarius. We're transforming it. That was part of the first wave's job. So it's pretty pivotal what's happening at the moment. We also are moving towards Gemini. And then we're going to have Saturn, the father figure of universe, in the energy of Aquarius, saying, this is the way we need to bridge groups together. This is what's happening on the collective. Great for launching businesses globally. Internet, technology-based businesses is going to grow. Schooling through the intranet is going to grow. Trade and things like that. Anyway, with Jupiter being there, it's sort of like the equivalent of saying, this is how it's done when it comes to groups. And if it doesn't work, no, this is what needs to happen. Jupiter will go, no, this is what needs to happen to expand. That's limiting you. This is growing you. Do you get what I'm saying? So you will always choose, and a lot of this is coming up at the moment for the collective. It's if our relationships aren't working, it's due to the fact of where Venus is, 8th house placement. It's like, if there's dead wood there, can you clean it up? It's a bit like a wound. If you leave it there to rot, you're going to have it amputated, right? This is just an analogy. If you then want to repair it, you can heal it, Aries and Chiron. If you don't, there's going to be a problem, right? Because we need to bridge the gap. There's no growth. It's a bit like planting a seed in sand, no water, no sun. It's going to go nowhere. Planting it in the right environment, it directly grows. So when it does come to spiritual paths at the moment, and everyone's connection collectively, if that group doesn't merge with you, you're delaying the inevitable. We will be moving towards what we're supposed to be doing. And it gets harder. So, it's a bit like being sick and tolerating BS. You're going to have less tolerance for it, so the truth will be revealed. But yes, there are certain zodiac signs that will have a lot of energies coming through. And each time the moon will transit that energy, or the sun, or Venus, your energy of love will be coming up. Purgatory experience first, then 3D. I hope that makes sense. But yes, Leos will be attracting a lot of people. You could be in a connection. I found with the 1st and the 7th house placement, I'm sorry I bumped the table, where you're in the connection and then you're out suddenly. And that can even be in the TF connection. I had already really balanced that, and I was in it for quite a while, but we then reconciled, and it's because there was healing to be done. Was the love still there? Yes, but there was healing to be done. And we can love many people, but there's different levels of love. Some it's a friendship thing, some it's, what's the Jupiter, Saturn, and Aquarius, mate? Aquarius, Saturn is about structure. It can be the way we need to do things inside of situations, what's required to build upon those situations. And Aquarius is it's a Saturn energy still, but it's more conducive with people, so it will work better. Jupiter's about growth, Saturn's about rules and regulations. So it's this growth in it. Launching business as Aquarius, you could look at it from the point of view of socialization, travel, long distance travel. This could be internet marketing and, launching things to that degree for relationships. It's nicer. The Capricorn energy that we had, what I've been saying to people has been, how have your relationships been over the last few decades, due to the fact that we've had Pluto there. Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn. Your tires popped, you're calling out, can you come and help me? No, because it's what's your role in that? Aquarius is about everyone working together. Saturn in Capricorn is about, no, it's on you. What are you going to do? Does that make sense? That's what we're going into. We should be excited, but we can't be an ego about it either. If it's inside you, Dal, and you feel that it's something that you feel is unfinished, you have as much power as that other energy. I had to sit there in my journey and say, okay, am I choosing not to communicate with that person because I'm an ego and saying, because you hurt me, it's your job, and that is ego, whether it's right or wrong. So a few times I had message, but it was never for a basis of a question, okay? Because questions are like, you're required to then message me back. So I tried to work on my expectation frequency. So when I heard things potentially, and it was probably only twice, once it was on YouTube and I said, happy birthday. I will be doing Cancer shortly. I'll tell you in a minute, Ed. The next was when I heard something had happened with his children. I messaged him and I said, I'm sorry to hear about what happened with your children. But other than that, if he wanted to, the fact that I was kind enough to message, whatever you want to call it as, he knew then I was still open. I was still being a human being. And if he wanted to talk to me, then there was the opportunity. But it wasn't. You have to respond back to me, which meant he had to own that. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're feeling that you need to communicate with someone, there's nothing to stop you. If you feel that, like I said, if this was our last year and you were told, documentation-wise, it was going to be your last, what would you be doing right now? Would we be reacting the same way? Would we be looking at whose role it is and what's the potentiality and what if it went this way or what if it that way? We only have today, every day, realistically. The wounds are from yesterday. The fear is from yesterday moving forward into the next. But, have we appreciated what we have here right now? So it's like, if we were to eat, pray, love Julia Roberts, we would eat our food, we would enjoy it. We would be intimate and embrace it. We would be loving in our words. We would cast away fights and find them trivial and a waste of time. We would be more in the moment. So it's about getting into the moment. If you feel in this moment that if you were to move forward and never speak to that person again and try, that you could live in regret, 100% you should do something. But you have to be comfortable with that. Anyway, I'll have a little break and I'll come back, and the next one I'll do is Cancer, and then I need to get this bloody fingernail fixed. And then I'll continue on. I do have a late night session with a client. That's okay. Yeah, you just do what you feel is correct. Obviously, I can channel the energy and, have a look at it. But yes, we can have unexpected events come through. If you're suspicious, Leo, of this person, tune into it. Trust your intuition. Always trust your intuition. Thanks, Ed. I try. I'm working on that too. I have my moments. I'll be back shortly. I'm going to have a break and I will be back.